Donald Trump leads by 2.9 percentage points in the aggregate as of right now, as he was able to put on a masterclass performance last night in the presidential debate. And we have conducted our first national poll here, and we're going to be breaking down all of this today. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video with On Point Politics. And today we're going to be breaking down the 2024 presidential election and my latest forecast based on everything that has happened in the past 48 hours. We had, pundits like Let's Cope Elections out here saying that Donald Trump just preemptively lost the presidential debate. And it's funny because I've challenged this guy to debate about my predictions and his predictions, and he hasn't accepted whatsoever. I've even commented on his videos before, and he's never responded. And he's a shill that kind of works for Biden. He does modeling for a lot of his merchandise, posts TikToks of, like, on his basically official account and stuff like that, but won't say who he is. It's pretty crazy out here, and he still hasn't uploaded a video about the debate after. I wonder what he's gonna say. But just to get back on track, we actually did have a national poll that I conducted with SoCal Research that I funded. Let's Talk Elections would never do a national poll of his own, and if he did, it would show Biden up 10 points. We see here Donald Trump leads the aggregate by plus 6.7 percentage points. As of right now, Gold Crown Politics' polling average, his aggregate has Donald Trump up 6.6 up in the national popular vote. And we can break these down by demographic. And we see the former president go out there and absolutely destroy, the incumbent president right now. We see Charlie Kirk, all these people saying, oh, well, they're going to remove Biden from the ballot. Well, probably not, because we see in Wisconsin, it's already too late to remove Joe Biden. As of today, we see in Nevada, it's too late to remove Joe Biden unless he passes away. Same thing in Georgia, and we see the qualifications. Wisconsin, death is the only reason you can remove somebody off the ballot. And you see here, only the nominee has to die, or they are adjudicated insane or mentally incompetent, which the Democrat Party would never do that to Biden. And so that is a really bad sign for the incumbent president, because there is really no way that they're going to be able to pull him out, because they're not going to afford to not be on the ballot in 3 crucial swing states, or supposedly crucial swing states, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. They're not going to afford to not have their party nominee on these states. And so it's safe to say that Biden is more than likely going to be the nominee. Me, data analyst Connor K, have been talking for months about how Virginia is essentially in play as a battleground state. We even see new polling out of New Jersey that was done before the debate, by the way. This was done pre-debate, and it's a coefficient poll with 800 likely voters, and it shows Donald Trump up in this poll by 1% in the state of New Jersey, a state that Joe Biden won by basically 16 points. That's a 17-point shift in the state of New Jersey. Absolutely huge. And we see here in my national survey, Biden is, still winning 18 to 29-year-olds, but Donald Trump dominates the rest of the age aggregates. You could see here when you model it out by age, Donald Trump gets 342 electoral college votes on this 538 site. We can see here when you model it out by education, where Trump actually leads by 5 points with college-educated voters, non-college by 9. When you model it out that way, Donald Trump actually gets 327 electoral college votes. And then when you model it out by gender, you actually get Donald Trump doing exceptionally well. You actually see Donald Trump get 347 electoral college votes. And when you model it out by race, you get Donald Trump winning 359 electoral college votes, because Hawaii and New Jersey flip on the electoral college map before New Hampshire even flips, which is absolutely insane. He also wins the popular vote here by about 9 points. And Hawaii is a very big victory. Hawaii actually goes to Trump by 11 points in this modeling, which would be absolutely huge. California is literally just a 7-point win for Joe Biden in this modeling. Even in Florida, Trump wins that by 18, 17 points in Georgia for Donald Trump. North Carolina, that's actually a likely margin, believe it or not. New Mexico, a 5-point win for former President Trump. Like, we see these really big margins and a lot of the crucial swing states from 2020 when you model it out like that. And when you average out those results, you get Donald Trump up in the Electoral College, 347 electoral college votes. And this is how essentially I break it down. Something really interesting about my poll is that we actually sample 2020 voters to say who they voted last time. And what we do is we essentially look at that sample, we compare it to this year's sample, and we have basically the New York Times exit poll margins for these demographics. And when you adjust for an error, Donald Trump basically leads in most categories, and he improves with every single demographic, with African American voters and Asian voters actually being his best group. And this is a pretty small sample size, only 600 voters, so this margin could be off. But when you pull back to 2020, you see that Donald Trump loses Asians by 42 points, and now he's up 38. And when you factor in the error from the New York Times sample, you actually see Donald Trump up 53 points. That would explain the really big shift in a state like Hawaii in this model demographic breakdown as of right now. And me, Gold Crown, and all these people have been vindicated. People have been telling me, wait, there's actually a chance of what you're saying could potentially happen. And I'm going to be filling out the Electoral College map, not necessarily based on my official model, but I'm going to be going based off of where I think everything's going to go off right now, based off how my model functions and everything that's happened as of late. We see these states, Donald Trump's not going to really have a problem winning these right now. And as of now, I say Biden, it's over. Donald Trump has this election in the bag right now. He has this in the bag. Now, he can't act like he's got it in the bag. He's got to work for it. But right now, it is Donald Trump's election to lose. California is still probably safe. I'd say it's like 16 points for Biden. We have the state of D.C., Maryland, Massachusetts, and Vermont, still safe. Now, what's quite interesting is that if you look at the demographic breakdowns, we see Donald Trump up with college-educated voters. He actually swings this demographic to the right by more than non-college. So states like Colorado and Virginia may be more Republican than initially anticipated. Even states like Illinois and New York may potentially get there. Now, in the state of North Carolina, I probably see it as around a 13-point victory for Trump now. I see Georgia as around 11. Arizona, I'd say around 8 or 9 points for Trump in this scenario. Nevada's like a 12 or 13-point win for the former president. Again, this is not based off my model. This is kind of going off projections and kind of just working in my head, essentially. Hawaii, I think, goes under 10 for Biden. I think it's like a 7 or 8 point win for Biden right now. I still think he wins it, but it's way closer than last time. Washington, around 9 points for Biden. Oregon's like 6 for Biden. I think Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, those will be still likely states for the incumbent president right now. And we see that's about it. And Maine's first would still be likely as of right now. But with Donald Trump doing exceptionally well with college-educated voters here and doing very well with the men vote, shifting, African Americans to the right by a decent amount in Asian voters, I wouldn't actually be surprised to see the state of New York vote under 5 points for the former president. Now, I know this sounds crazy. I know people are going to come at me for this. But if we actually go to the New York average as of right now, we see that Donald Trump, he's up. He's way up from last time. The average has Biden up 7.5 points, and the polling aggregate had Biden up 29 points last time. He only won it by 23. That's a 6-point polling error, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the state of New York go under 5 points for Biden. The gubernatorial race here was only a 6-point win for Lee Zeldin, and Trump wasn't even on the ballot here, and we saw he drew out a massive crowd in the state of New York. This is actually going to be my next state to poll. We're going to see where that ends up. But my gut instinct tells me right now that this state would probably be a 3 or 4 point win for Joe Biden. For the state of Colorado, I'm actually going to get to this one in a second because I have an interesting take about it. I think New Mexico is like a 2 or 3 point win for Donald Trump. He's winning this big. Hispanics are shifting to the right. And if college-educated voters are shifting to the right more than we suspect, I'd expect the state to still shift to the right no matter what. Similar story in the state of Virginia. The Rust Belt is completely gone for Joe Biden. Wisconsin's like 9 points, Michigan 7, Pennsylvania 8. Those are gone for Joe Biden as of right now. And Nebraska's second, I would say, would also be completely gone for him as well. I'd even argue to an extent that even Maine at large would be like a 3-point victory, and New Hampshire's probably in that 1 to 2 point category right now. Same thing with Minnesota, and we're bringing it down to Colorado, Illinois, and New Jersey. Now, Illinois, I actually think is going to also be under 5 points. I mean, my model has it as a 6-point win, and that's without any new polling data being implemented into the aggregate, where I do expect Trump to gain nationally. And my New York model only has him up there by like 8 points. So it's not crazy to say that he can drop a couple points after last night's performance. And the last two states, Colorado and New Jersey, I think Colorado is probably only like a point or two for Joe Biden. That's like a point or two lower than where I had it before. My model has him winning it by around 4.9 percentage points, but I think he is going to narrow that up. And as of right now, I'm going to be flipping New Jersey into Donald Trump's column, which gives Donald Trump 361 Electoral College votes to Biden's 177. We see the polling here from New Jersey that has Trump won before the presidential debate. And this state, the gubernatorial race there in 2021 was competitive in a year where Biden was just as unpopular, that it was basically what he was now, but essentially he's equally as unpopular as he was back then. And so I think Donald Trump has an outside shot of winning it. Now, this may be a knee-jerk kind of projection based out of the debates. It could well very easily go into the tilt column for Biden, but I think that the debate performance was so bad for him, I'm actually going to put the state of New Jersey in the tilt Republican column as of right now. And so that is essentially it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this analysis, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Make sure to go ahead and follow the Twitter and join the Discord server in the description down below. And if you guys want to see more state and national polling, make sure to go ahead and look in the description and send your donations to $OnPointPolitics, all lowercase, so I can fund more state and national polls as of right now. Because the thing is, guys, usually when we get paid from YouTube, we have to wait a month to get whatever we did this month. And so if you're able to send a donation there, if 500 people send $1, I will be able to do a state poll. And so that is definitely going to help me quite a bit. So if you guys would be generous enough to donate to $OnPointPolitics, all lowercase, I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video.